What will happen if the person you cheat never catches you? Will you always get away with it? If you take just a little extra every day, does it really make a difference? And why do people believe dishonesty makes them smarter, when it slowly destroys everything they build? What should we really choose, easy profit today, or peace for a lifetime? This is the story of a man who chose shortcuts, and one day realized there are no shortcuts in life. In a quiet village surrounded by fields of wheat and mustard flowers, there lived a grain merchant named Abhi. His shop stood in the busiest part of the village. From early morning till sunset, people gathered there, farmers with sacks of grain, women buying rice, children holding small coins in their hands. Abhi was known for his sweet voice and polite behavior. "Take your time," he would say with a smile. "Everything here is fair and honest." People trusted him, but that trust was built on a lie. Abhi had a weighing scale that looked perfect, but it was. Every kilo he sold was always a little less. Every purchase he made, he adjusted slightly in his favor. Just a few grams, so small no one noticed. But over days, months, years, those grams turned into wealth. At first, Abhi felt a little guilty. The first time he cheated, it was a poor widow buying rice. She counted her coins twice before handing them over. For a second, Abhi hesitated. Then he thought, "It's just a little, it won't matter." And he did it. That day he earned a few extra coins, and something inside him became quieter. After that, it became easier. A farmer came with his harvest. Abhi reduced the weight before paying him. A young boy came running with money his mother had saved. Abhi smiled kindly and still gave less grain. An old man asked, "Beta, is the weight correct?" Abhi replied without blinking, "Of course you can trust me." And slowly cheating became his habit, and habit became his nature. One afternoon, a school teacher from another village stopped by. He watched carefully as Abhi weighed the grain. After paying, he didn't leave. Instead, he said calmly, "Your hands are quick, but your scale is quicker." Abhi stiffened. "What do you mean?" The teacher smiled slightly. "Nothing, just remember, truth doesn't shout, it waits." And he walked away. Abhi felt uneasy for a moment, but then laughed it off. "People say anything," he muttered. Among all his customers, there was one man, Ramdas. Ramdas was an old farmer with a small piece of land. His clothes were simple, his life was simple, and his heart was honest. Every month he brought wheat to Abhi and took flour for his home. He never questioned the weight. He never argued about money. He always said, "Abhi is like my own son, I trust him." And Abhi kept cheating him too. Years passed. Abhi's shop grew bigger. His house became grand. He bought more land than any other villager. People started saying, "Look how successful Abhi is." But behind those words, respect was fading. People didn't understand why, but something felt wrong. They still came to his shop because they had no choice. But the warmth was gone. At home, things weren't perfect either. Abhi's son, who studied in the city, rarely called. His wife often said, "We have everything, but why does it never feel enough?" Abhi ignored it. For him, money was everything. One day, his son finally returned from the city. He was educated, sharp, and observant. He started helping in the shop. Within a week, he noticed something unusual. "Father," he said one evening, "our records don't match, the stock should be more." Abhi frowned. "You're new, you don't understand village business." But his son insisted. "No, something is wrong, we should check properly." The next day, they decided to measure everything carefully. Every sack, every grain. Everything seemed normal until Ramdas arrived with his wheat. Let's weigh this properly today, Abhi said. Ramdas smiled. As you say, Beta. They placed the sacks on the scale. Abhi watched closely. The numbers stopped. His face changed. The wheat was less. Not just a little, significantly less. Abhi's anger exploded instantly. So this is the truth, he shouted. You pretend to be honest and cheat me. Ramdas looked shocked. What are you saying? You've been giving me less wheat for years, Abhi yelled. Without listening further, he stormed toward Ramdas's house. Villagers watched silently as Abhi shouted outside. You betrayed my trust, he accused. Ramdas came out slowly, confused but calm. Abhi, what happened? You've been cheating me, Abhi shouted. The weight is always less. Ramdas stayed quiet for a few seconds. Then he spoke gently. Abhi, I don't even own a weighing scale. Abhi frowned, confused. Then how do you measure your wheat? Ramdas looked at him with simple honesty and said, I use the flour I buy from your shop to measure my wheat. Silence, complete silence. The world around Abhi felt like it had stopped. His anger disappeared. His voice disappeared. Even his thoughts disappeared. In that moment, everything became clear. Every gram he had stolen, every lie he had told, every person he had cheated, had come back to him, not through punishment, not through revenge, but through his own actions. Abhi stepped back slowly. For the first time in his life, he saw himself clearly. Not smart, not successful, just dishonest. That night he couldn't sleep. He remembered the widow, the little boy, the farmers. And for the first time, he felt the weight of what he had done. The next morning, something changed. Abhi repaired his weighing scale. Not secretly, but in front of everyone. He called the villagers and said, From today, no one will get less. Even if I lose, I will not cheat. People were surprised. Some didn't believe him. But slowly things changed. Abhi started giving full measure. Sometimes even more. Not to impress others, but to correct himself. It took time, but respect slowly returned. And this time it was real. One day Ramdas came again. Abhi filled his sack and added a little extra. Ramdas smiled and said, Now your shop feels like home again. Abhi lowered his eyes, because now he understood. What you give to the world never disappears. It comes back quietly, patiently, and always when you least expect it.